to another episode of BCG's Talking Shit.
Welcome to
My
Egg.
name is Barrett Courtney. I am your host, and I am joined with my great co-host and even better friends, the bisexist from Texas, Henry Montiero.
We're just keeping this.
And my favorite chunky punk, Ricky Baldazan. Hey guys, how you doing today?
Howdy.
Still
Howdy.
full. I'm still so full.
If you don't know what we do here at Talking Shit, one of us brings in a topic of discussion. We talk some shit about it. Lately, if you haven't noticed, we've been doing a lot of top 10 lists. And this whole week, we're just doing one topic, and it's our final top 10 list of all time. Our top 10 favorite TV shows of all time. And how we're going to do this, we're going to break it up into 3 separate videos. Today will be 10 through 6.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's episode will be honorable mentions. And then Thursday's episode will be 5 through 1.
I like this way better than the watchable.
Yeah, we should have done it this way the whole time, but I didn't think about it until like last night.
This
I was
is
like,
very-
oh, this is how we should do it.
Yeah, that's very well done.
But I'm done. I don't think about shit ahead of time, you know. You think I think about shit ahead of time,
But Rocket League.
but Rocket League. So I've been playing too much of that fucking Rocket League. So yeah, we're doing top 10 favorite TV shows. It's gonna be a fun trip here.
I'm nervous. This is very nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we just go into it? Just go straight into it.
Ricky, you start.
Ricky, you're number 10. You're starting it off, the very last.
My number 10 has been said.
Have I said it's top 10 TV shows, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
Definitely.
too much Rocket League.
Right.
We're actually talking about like our top 10 patio furniture selections.
Where have I been?
Oh. So my top 10 has been said over and over and over again today by none other than Henry.
Ant-Man?
Is fucking Batman the Animated Series.
Okay, all right.
My top 10. I absolutely love this TV show. It's my favorite Batman series. It's a very childhood thing for me.
Oh yeah.
I wish I had them all.
Yeah.
I would watch these over and over again if I could.
And just to give you a heads up, a lot of people are sort of confused about like, do we do it off of personal bias or like is it actually a good show? It's a combination of both. you
Yeah,
know?
like what we
what
like
speaks to us. you know?
Yeah, like it's
Weezer.
like overall greatest show, but that's including our personal touch
Yeah.
to it. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great TV show. When I think animated Batman, I obviously think of this show.
When you think Batman's voice, you think Kevin Conroy.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
think of Joker, you think of Mark Hamill.
Exactly. So
And then there's a picture going around where it shows like a picture of who
Caesar Romero.
who was 89. Who was 89 Joker?
It was Caesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto.
So no, it didn't have Romero. It had.
I thought I had Romero.
Sure?
No, Let me finish. Let me finish my thought here.
Dad.
No, shut the fuck up. We're gonna get ice cream afterwards.
It was Caesar Romero.
Who's 89?
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. So it shows Jack Nicholson. It says the gangster, and then it shows Heath Ledger. It shows the anarchist, and then it shows
Jared Leto.
the Jared Leto. And it says the psychopath, and then it shows Mark Hamill's animated Joker, and it says the Joker. He is the fucking Joker.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah.
There's no other.
Yeah.
No other. Sorry, Caesar Romero. But like,
Sorry, Sue. Who's obviously the best Joker.
I mean, only the Joker would truly surf on missiles with Batman.
Only the Joker would have keep his mustache and just paint over it.
Only the real Joker could possibly fight against the Batusi.
Should have been Caesar Romero, the adopted one. Like, keep his ass in the attic, like Bart's brother, just like upstairs.
Can we just watch the anime? Can we just watch the old Batman TV show for a while?
Like,
I'd love to watch the animated series again, though.
But
It's
yeah,
been a while.
like that's just something. It makes me happy every time I think about it. Like
Okay.
that's simple as that.
All right,
Yeah.
Henry, you're number 10.
My number 10's kind of a cheat.
You're a cheater.
You're a
Oh, yeah.
cheater.
I feel like it might be a show that I guessed that might be on your top 10.
I have no idea.
Because this show is like, I only want to include part of it.
Oh, I know exactly what this show is.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I know.
I only wanted to include part of it. And this show is so defining
Yep.
to my life.
Yep, I know exactly what it
I
fucking
should
is.
I
put
know
it.
too.
I should put it higher, but I have to put it here because I only like a third of it.
Yep.
It's The Simpsons.
Yep, I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
Called that shit.
You knew it was coming because I love like the first 8 to 10 seasons of
Oh,
The
yeah.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Like, and true, like the last 20 years of it have sucked.
Yeah.
But think of it like this. everyone always says, "Oh, only like the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons are good." Think about it like this: the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons are good.
No, but also think it as the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons is just The Simpsons. You know, it is The Simpsons. It is what defined what that show was.
Like that's it.
And
that's
then after, I do like up to 10. That's my personal thing.
I'll
like,
push it to 10 as well.
Yeah, 10 is sort of the last season where like it was still sort of about the family in some episodes, but then it like sort of went off and started doing the whole like ADD sort of what the fuck is the show about.
The point where Simpsons went downhill was when South Park and Family Guy got popular.
Yeah.
And suddenly
They tried to mimic like all of that.
They tried to go more offensive.
Yeah.
And that led to terrible episodes that ended with Homer getting raped by a panda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then South Park was like, "Hey, we're tired of doing gross out. We're going to do political commentary."
They're really good at whatever they do though, except the last season.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about South Park. Let's focus on Simpsons stuff.
And then, like, The Simpsons tried to do political commentary, and that didn't work either.
Yep.
And for a while, it was like, okay, there's, like, 3 episodes in a season that are good, 3 that are really bad, and then the rest is average.
Yeah.
And then this last season was just god-awful.
Yeah.
But the fact that the first 8 seasons, and then possibly 9 and 10, are that strong, and that The Simpsons was good for 8 full seasons.
And they were, like, good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, this was, like,
Consistent.
perfect.
You're trying to, like, convince me. I know.
Like, do you understand?
I do.
Like, hello.
Like,
not like we fucking talk about it.
Like, Family Guy was only good for, like,
2 seasons.
2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
I push it to 3. I somewhat like the 3rd season.
Buffy was, like, 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of great shows.
But they don't know when to end. That's the problem.
Yeah. But the fact that The Simpsons were good for like 10 full seasons, a full decade of work
for an animated show.
Exactly. Like that's impressive.
And like, so like I love those 10 seasons, and so I have to put it on this list because here's the thing. I've watched those episodes so much, I can't watch them anymore because I know every line of them.
Yeah.
Do you know how it feels to watch Mr. Plow when you know exactly how it's going to go down? Get out of here, you lousy season.
What's your favorite Simpsons episode? That's what I really want to know.
That's a hard question. There's Mr. Plow, obviously.
Mr. Plow's a good
Marge
one.
versus the Monorail is perfect.
Oh, yeah.
But the one I think
That's a lot. That's on like a lot of people's number 1, which I don't particularly agree with. I think it's a strong episode, but I don't know if it's the best one.
Is there a chance the track could bend? Not in your life, my Hindu friend. But I think my favorite episode, like, this is the one I always think of when I think my favorite episode of The Simpsons.
Is it Guys and Gals?
It's just a bunch of pretty guys and dolls. Luke, be a Jedi tonight.
That was season 10.
Dude, I went to see Guys and Dolls up in Ashland. That's all I could think about the entire... When it got to Luck, be a Lady Tonight, all I could hear in my head was, Luke, be a Jedi tonight. Luke, be a Jedi tonight. Do it for Yoda while the audience gets a soda. And do it for Chewie and the Ewoks. And all the other puppets, Luke, be a Jedi tonight. But my favorite episode has to be Homer at the Bat.
Oh yes.
Because
that's so good.
It's such a perfect episode.
That's so good.
That's the one where, if I'm not mistaken, because I feel like there's 2 or 3 baseball episodes. That's the one where they're in a bet with like the other corporation.
And Daryl Strawberry.
Daryl. That's so mean. Mom, he's a major league player. He's used to it. He's got like the single cheer.
We're talking Homer. Ozzy and the Straw.
Like like everybody has like missed the game. Like the one dude is saving all of the things from the fire. It's great.
I have 2 favorite episodes because now that
Let's move on.
Okay.
We can talk about this
Later.
later.
Can we
Yeah.
That could be its own
Yeah,
topic,
that
like
could
our
be your own
favorite Simpsons
topic.
Yeah,
episodes.
that's really good.
So that was a preview for that topic.
And you
So-
already know my answer. I'll have to change it now.
Yeah.
Fuck Homer
Well,
at the bat.
You can just talk about more episodes that you
We're talking
that you enjoy.
Homer.
Okay, so
Ozzy
moving
and
on.
the Straw.
My number 10
Guys
is
and dolls.
much like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's not Always Sunny in Philadelphia though. My number 10 is a more structured show that is based off of being in a fantasy football league. My number 10 is The League, which is the most like when you describe it to someone, it's like, oh, it's about friends who are in a fantasy football league together. Like
That
that
sounds
sounds
lame.
dumb. But they're the worst fucking people that you could ever imagine. You've got like the main guys. You got Kevin. You've got Pete. Andre
and Ruxin.
and Taco.
Yeah.
Taco is like one of the best characters. If you don't know this show, you might know this YouTube video where it's knock knock. Who's there? It's me again. Wondering why you're still not naked. He's fuck, and he also did I don't know. Just look up The League Taco.
Show me your genitals.
Your genitals.
Genitals.
Show me your genitals.
Your
genitalia.
That guy. He's in that show, and he is fucking hilarious. He's like this huge stoner who has no concept of how football works, but he's in this fantasy
Again,
league.
there's always like that one character, like the fucking Kramer,
Yeah.
like the fucking Carl, like
Yeah.
but he does it to like a perfection.
Oh yeah.
Like
He's just so ridiculous, and he'll like. He's just ridiculous, and the guests they have on that show, like all the football players that they have, but they hang out with Snoop Dogg at one point, and like they're like drinking weed at one point or something. They're drinking alcohol that gets you high, and it was just fucking hilarious. There's one episode where like they want to get something from like this one dude that they all sort of hate, so they have him like go back to his addiction of like coke, just to like hang out with him and like be his friend again.
Yeah,
it's fucking. They're the worst people, and it's so great.
thanks to Barrett, this was my summer last year. Was just watching this show. It just stuck in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Sacramento.
Yeah.
And it was the greatest. It's such a good show.
I named like
Such a good show.
my fantasy. I'm in a fantasy baseball league, and my team name is Chalupa Batman, a reference to that.
Yeah.
But I also want to. My PSN name right now is Breaking Gotham 42, but I want to change it to Chalupa Batman. PSN, PlayStation, please just let us change our names. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think Chalupa Batman would be fucking hilarious.
For now, you're Breaking Gotham forever. I'm Lavender Poots forever, and he will always be
Henrosaurus.
97.
97.
Because someone else took it.
And I friended that person thinking it was you. It's like the weirdest thing.
Because it sounds like...
Moving on. Let's move on. Watch The League. It's fucking awesome. Ricky, you're number 9.
My number 9. Again, this is another show we were talking about earlier today and wondering where it would be on my list because there's no way this show wouldn't be on my list.
Yeah.
X-Men.
But coming in at number 9, Arrested Development.
Wow, that low on your list.
That low on my
I'm very
list.
surprised.
That low.
And it's not because I don't like it as much as the other ones. It's
Yeah.
because from Arrested Development on, it's like shows that have been such a stronger part of my life for
Okay.
like a longer.
Yeah, for
Period
a
of
longer
time.
period of time.
But I love Arrested.
When did you start? Did you watch Arrested Development when it first came out? Or
No. You got me into it.
I got you into it.
Yeah, that's again another show that like. There's a couple shows on here that you got me into and like are now like my favorite shows ever. Arrested Development. I'm so glad that like you got me into it, and then unfortunately like this season we ended up watching like Brand New together
Yeah.
was the horrible one, but
Yeah,
it was still
4.
like even like watching that it was like I think like. You have again, like you said earlier, you have to take that season with a grain of salt
Yeah.
because it's such.
It's
a
not.
good
It's
show.
not like it's bad writing or anything. It's just a bad producing. It was like a bad production moment of them deciding each episode is going to focus on one person. You know, they should have just edited it in a way where it just made it seem like everybody was together all the time. You know.
Yeah.
So it was just. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, but
I'm excited for season 5 though, which is supposed to
Definitely.
be the trial of Buster
Yeah.
over the murder of Lucille too, which sounds fucking hilarious.
But yeah, like this show, it's like
Who did you kill? A brownish area with points.
But yeah, this show is a typical like dysfunctional family show, like every other fucking show.
Yeah.
But it's the non-important moments in the show that are like perfection, like stuff you hear Buster say in the background, is like where it's at its funniest. It's fucking like the writing for this is genius.
The way they keep bringing like little inside jokes back up are just so on point.
Yeah, like the writing for this is almost in the sense of like Bob's Burgers, where it's like for the most part they don't.
Put that on my list.
For the most part, like they don't have any downtime in the show. Like the jokes are just like. And they there's no bad ones. It's always like for at least like the better seasons, the show's always like boom, 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 boom. And what's his name? He was in Transformers and Hot Rod. He plays Job.
Will Arnett?
Oh, Will Arnett.
Will Arnett. Only thing he's good in.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Arrested Development.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like his character is like one of my favorites. Like I love him in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just he's a fucking magician.
never reveals the secret. I sunk it.
He's a fucking magician that comes out to Europe, and his arch nemesis is Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect.
Same.
If you
There were
listen
like
to
little treasures in season 4 that like latched on like that.
Yeah.
Same, and then
if you put me and Seven in a
Get
room long
away,
enough
get
together,
away.
we will just
stay away,
stay away.
And like the reason why I remembered to put this on my list is because you sent me that text. I didn't even think about it. And then you sent me the text. I was just like,
Once in
why
a while,
didn't I put this on here?
Because that song would get stuck in our head, so once in a while I'll send Ricky,
Get away,
just to piss him off.
stay away.
Get away.
If you put me and Seven in a room long enough together, we'll just quote an entire episode of Arrested Development back to back. Gilligan set us up with an IRA account. It's IRA, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Gilligan set us up with an IRA account.
But yeah, like again, we could talk about Arrested Development forever. So
days, yeah.
just
Let's
And
move
we
on.
will.
Yeah, let's move on. Henry, what is your number 9?
I put this TV show purely on my list because of nostalgia reasons.
Okay,
And
I'll allow that.
I will fully relinquish this show is probably terrible.
Okay.
But if people can say that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is one of the best shows of their childhood, I can say this is one of the best shows of all time. It's Transformers, the animated series.
Oh, yeah.
that's
The
fine.
animated series, fuck yeah.
That's
the
fine.
one in like
It's
the 80s.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the greatest show
My
of all
mom
time.
fucking likes that. My mom hates everything.
Like that's what made Transformers cool was that TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, just listening to is it Peter Cullen just as Optimus Prime, just being like, I am Optimus Prime. I have the most trustworthy voice in the world.
That's what like Transformer needed to stay as, and that's why those things like Transformers or G.I. Joe just needed to stay as like things of their time.
Yeah.
People are trying to make it relevant again. They don't know how to bring back that campiness. If you don't know how to do that, just leave it be.
That's almost like this is like super pushing it, but like in the sense of like
Sorry if we offend anybody here.
this is like pushing it. Like I might be like completely wrong, but that's like Captain Planet live action. The only way this is gonna be good if it's the animated series. Why would you make it live action?
Captain Planet?
Yeah.
The best show of all time.
Like what? Like it's already ridiculous and campy enough. Why would you do
With
that?
your powers combined.
Yeah. Like what? Anyway.
But yeah,
But yeah,
Transformers.
Transformers is the best thing ever. And also Soundwave. I just love Soundwave. And Shockwave. I just love everything. And then you have Frank Welker as Megatron.
Oh yeah.
Who's the only person who should ever voice Megatron. Because it's just like, Starscream! What are you doing? I'm doing what I shouldn't, Megatron! Stop doing it! No! Also, Transformers the movie is the best movie that ever happened. Because come on, it's Orson Welles as a planet that eats other planets with a hair metal soundtrack, including The Touch, the greatest song ever written, and also Optimus Prime dies.
Yeah.
It got serious. Also, Optimus Prime dies.
I mean, who didn't cry? Who didn't?
Okay. Should
Alright.
we move on, or do you need anything else to share?
Transformers, robots in disguise.
We had to do that. Gotta do it.
Oh, go on.
I remember my aunt and I would always just do like random phrases. Transformers, robots in your pie.
We did that before. We
We've
made
done
like
that?
a whole like.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had like a good set of 10.
Yeah.
Like
I used to do that with my aunt as like a kid though.
That's probably why we were like
robots in your eye.
Like we had like a whole set of 10
Yeah.
different versions for that song that we would do
Transformers,
over and over again.
I think they're pretty fly.
Anyway.
For a white guy.
So my number 9. I'm so sad because the 3rd season was not as good as the first 2. But the show is
How to Train Your Dragon, the animated series.
The show is so good, and it's captured like what this character has always needed to be in a modern setting as well, and it's nailed it so fucking awesome. My number 9 is Sherlock.
Oh.
Yes.
See, I forgot about this show, and I forgot how good it was.
Oh yeah.
The
first 2 seasons
Thank you
are
for putting it
fucking
on there.
Awesome.
Because it's so well written.
I remember like. And it's so accessible too, because even my grandpa watches it. You know, it's not like one of those things where it's just a generational thing, like the fucking Elementary show with fucking Woman Watson with Lucy Liu or whatever.
Never happened.
And and people are like, she's good and stuff as Watson. It's like that's fine, but that's not what Sherlock is.
Yeah.
Okay, like the whole show. I'm not just focusing on her. The whole show and what it is not what Sherlock needs to be.
No, it's not.
Sherlock is
I've never watched
Sherlock Holmes. You've never watched Sherlock before. It's on Netflix. And this is something funny that I've noticed. Most of the shows that are on my list are all watchable on Netflix. Which is, I did not plan like whatsoever. I just started writing shows down. And I was like, oh shit.
Good for our viewers if they haven't watched them.
If you haven't watched these shows, most of them will be viewable on Netflix.
If you need Transformers, I have the first season in box set.
But yeah, Sherlock is just. My grandpa and I, like, after season 2 ended, my grandpa and I would, like, think about how did that happen? How did he pull this off? And, like, all of this stuff. I don't want to ruin anything for you because I do want you to watch it.
Isn't there, like, 5 episodes?
Yeah, each episode is
in
3 each season is 3 episodes. The third, so...
The Brits.
But, like,
so
each one is, like, an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Each one is, like, its own, like, short movie.
Yeah.
The one dip in quality, I believe... when it comes to the first 2 seasons, is the 2nd episode of the 1st season, and that's about it.
That's when you showed me the show. I loved the first season. Obviously because we were super into it. But watching the first half of the first episode, like don't let that part like get you from stop watching it because it does seem very pretentious. And, like it's trying like super hard.
No, but like once you get past that, it's like
it's so good and it proves itself. It's such a good show.
Especially that season 2. That season 2, I think, is the pinnacle of storytelling when it comes to Sherlock Holmes.
I never thought Sherlock Holmes stories would make me tear up a little bit.
Oh yeah,
but it definitely.
And I've always liked Sherlock Holmes like books. Like I read them a lot in middle school, and I thought they were fucking awesome. And I've always sort of wanted like the Robert Downey Jr. Like the first one was good, the second one was meh.
But it's not it's not the same at all.
Yeah.
Again, like one thing for our viewers, if you're planning on watching things, this one word, Moriarty.
Oh, if you're a fan of Sherlock, if you know Sherlock whatsoever, you know that Moriarty is like the villain.
Yeah.
Like he is like he is the Joker basically in this scenario, and he's so awesome. And the guy who plays him is phenomenal. And that's the thing that sucked about the second movie. They tried to do a Moriarty, and the guy who played Moriarty in that one was just not as good.
No,
it just wasn't what that character should have been.
Yeah, but like if you want to plan on watching this show after Barrett's review on it right now, and you go into it like I did, not knowing much about Sherlock whatsoever, just kind of knowing the basics that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Fucking fasten your seatbelts because Moriarty's fucking crazy.
Fasten your seatbelts. We're going in, fuckers.
And that's what like people like kind of fun. I'm a huge fan of Kind of Funny. Like they talk about like how awesome Colin Moriarty's name is.
Yeah.
Because like he sounds villainous, but also Colin Moriarty is a character in Fallout 3.
Oh yeah.
He's the bartender.
Holy shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah. And he going on a little tangent here. He was at like E3 a couple of years ago, like right when they released Fallout 3. He was like, and they're like, "Oh, hey, what's your name?" He's like, "My name's Colin Moriarty." They're like, "No, we don't believe you. You're lying." He was like, "No, like my name is actually Colin Moriarty. I'm not making that up." So shout out to Colin Moriarty's fucking name.
That's just such a cool name.
Yeah, because Moriarty just
shout out to deaf people.
Just that like character like makes that name just so fucking badass in a way.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Moriarty. Such a good show.
Ricky, what is your number 8?
Number 8 is this isn't necessarily like, I know a lot of people that don't like this show, and
Mhm.
even my girlfriend thought that it was somewhat ridiculous I was putting this show on my list. But
The Eric Andre show.
No, no, definitely not. But it's like such. It's another one of those shows where it's like such a big part of like growing up for me that it's just like I love this show.
Yeah.
I don't care how bad it got. I
know what
fucking
it
love
is.
this show. Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh,
I fucking love Malcolm
What
in
did
the
you
Middle.
think it was?
I thought it was SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh no. No.
Who do you think he is, Daniel?
Yeah.
Because you started to talk about like how terrible it got.
Well,
I thought Malcolm
I
in
thought
the
it was
Middle-
good all the way through. I just know a lot of people that started hating it.
Yes.
But I absolutely love Malcolm in the Middle. I could watch it like whenever I want and be perfectly fine. Just listening to They Might Be Giants
Yeah.
theme song, like I fucking love
That's
it.
like that's like one of the greatest like theme songs.
You're not the boss of me.
And that's like that's something like
You know, I never
with
even...
the exception of
When I was young, I
The
didn't
League
even
and
watch that
Sherlock, I believe, because like both of those theme songs are like they're okay.
Yeah.
Sherlock goes on a little too long for my taste, and The League is just like some random, just like basic theme song. But every one of these theme songs are on fucking point. With
That's
the exception of my number 7, I think, because I can't remember it actually. So,
right.
but we'll get to that later.
But yeah, like again, like Malcolm in the Middle goes with a lot with like the rest of my shows except for one. That it was just like it was always on in my house.
Yeah.
Always on.
Yep.
No matter what, like I would watch this shit like a religion with my brother. Again, like the rest of my shows on my list except for my number 5, where it's just like I know most of the episodes just by memory. I love every character in this. Fucking Bryan Cranston in his life. I'm just gonna say
and that's
that
like
shit.
that's the thing. Like I got my dad hooked onto Breaking Bad, and there was one point where he was waiting for season 5 part 2 to come out, and he was like, "I need my Breaking Bad fix." So he started watching Malcolm in the Middle, and he called me. He's like, "Malcolm in the Middle is a fucking awesome show." And I was like, "Right? It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty rad." He's like, "Bryan Cranston is just so fucking cool." Like,
yeah. Just again, add another dysfunctional family show to the list, but it's like
it's so on point though
it's
with
so
like
good.
how, and that like show made me want siblings at that age, you know? Like I would watch that and be like, man, like I want, like, even though they fight all the time, like I want a brother, I want like an older brother or something, you know? But
Yeah, but like again, like this show was so relatable for me, at least like at the time that I was watching it, because I was growing up with a sibling. I was growing up with a really poor family in this little house, doing all the shit that Dewey and Malcolm and all of them were fucking doing, watching wrestling and like jumping and breaking shit.
Yeah.
You know, like all that stuff. So it's like one of the most relatable shows for me because I could relate to almost every episode in this show.
Shout out to Frankie Muniz.
Yeah,
he made our fucking childhood.
Shout out to Agent Cody Banks. Like, that's fucking,
See, I
Those
can't
movies were terrible, but
they're
they were so
good.
cool.
They're so good.
See, I can't
And
fight
also
my
Big
brother.
Fat Liar.
I can't fight my brother.
You can't fight your brother? No,
Oh,
that would
mine's
be
too
bad.
small.
I've
Well, no, he would probably kick your butt because he's Milo.
I have broken my brother's tooth, and he is the reason for all my scars. That's how much we would fight and wrestle all the time.
I mean, like, here's the thing, Henry. You can't fight your brother because I just feel like anybody named Milo could just kick ass.
Yeah, and
No.
I would beat you up for beating up a little kid like that. That's just horrid. Anyway, that's my number 8.
I think Milo could go toe to toe with The Rock.
This is a weird conversation. Anyway, my number 8.
You're number 8, Henry.
I feel like this is a show that you two both watched when you were kids, but you forgot when you were making this list.
Probably not. I went extensively, like,
Yeah, I got, like,
into my
deep.
catalog.
But I love this show.
I got like Buzz Lightyear of Star Command deep.
Yeah! Honorable mention going to that fucking show.
I had to put this on a list because I loved this show so much as a kid, and I would watch it all the time, and I was angry when it ended. My number 8's Teen Titans.
Oh shit! Yeah. Good show. Solid show.
I liked it. It was something like I would watch like when it was on. It wasn't something I would go out of my way to watch because I don't know. I think it's great, but I don't know.
I kind
just
of understand where you're coming from.
I don't know. Something weird. It was something weird about like that relation because it was like It was sort of Batman related, but it wasn't quite enough for me to like really get into it.
Yeah.
So.
Because at the end of the day, like, at least like what I'm imagining, like me and Barrett watching Teen Titans would be like, we like it, but
Let's
Batman.
watch. Yeah,
let's watch
Batman.
Like I want to watch Batman.
I just loved it because it was just like superheroes that you could kind of relate to.
Yeah, because they're teenagers and they're growing up.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
all that good
teenagers
stuff.
growing up. And as your kid, you just like Beast Boy and...
I did really enjoy Beast Boy.
Beast Boy is like the most. I think is like the most unappreciated.
And I did
character.
really like the aspect of bringing in Deathstroke into it, but they would just call him Slade in the show.
Because you can't say Deathstroke.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I still know him as Slade. Because
Right.
that's when I was young when I watched it, so it's like, that's what Slade is.
Same thing with like talking.
And I think they captured his character really well. I thought it was an interesting choice to make it like sort of him like the ultimate bad in that show.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool.
Like,
I thought they portrayed him really well.
Like even like talking to like Rasan, every time he refers to Deathstroke, he calls him Slade because he absolutely loves Teen Titans. It's one of those shows where I wish I can go. Like I'm probably gonna end up doing that at some point.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to do it because it's not on Netflix or anything.
Yeah.
Like to go back and watch him through.
Yep.
And like
but
understand the storyline.
You know what is on Netflix? Justice League.
Oh yeah. Which that's another one where like I want to go back into it because I never watched it all the way through.
But then you go back to Teen Titans and you realize just how strong the writing is a lot of the time.
Right.
And like how it's a lot like when you're a kid you only really think of like the comedy episodes. Also I love how you can tell whether the episode you're going to see is going to be a funny one or a serious one based on what version of the theme song they use. Because if it's a serious episode it's in American, but if it's a silly episode it's in Japanese.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like when you're a kid you remember the silly episodes where it's like Beast Boy gets a job to buy a moped, or there's that weird gremlin thing that comes out of Robin's head.
Yeah, I really liked the episode where Robin accidentally goes into the future and he meets himself as Nightwing.
That was Starfire, who went into the future.
Oh, Starfire.
I don't remember one plot to the show whatsoever.
There
I
are
don't
three-
remember
There were
shit.
like a couple that stuck out to me.
There are three that stuck with me, and that was that episode. The one where... I forgot them. No! But it's that one, the one where Cyborg used to always give 110%, but now he can only ever give 100%.
Yeah.
That stuck with me for some reason. And then the one where... what was the third one? The third one that stuck with me. It was similar... Oh, yeah. The one where that other alien, like, teams up with the Teen Titans, but he's a racist against Starfire.
I don't remember that one.
That was an interesting episode because, I don't know, it's just weird and you don't expect to have Teen Titans. Also Terra. And that's why the ending pissed me off. It's like, who is that? Who is that girl? Because it ends with, like, Beast Boy, like, falling around this girl who looks exactly like Terra, but Terra died.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, Teen Titans was a great show.
Yep. Should we move on?
Yeah.
My number 8.
Smash Bros.
This show ended so disastrously. And I wanted this show to be so good. I wanted it to be like perfection. The first 4 seasons are so good, and they probably should have ended after the 4th season. Even if we never got like a true like ending, it would have been.
I know what show it is. I don't know what show it is.
But the last 4 seasons are just complete and utter shit, and it makes me so sad. My number 8 is Dexter.
See, I don't know why, but my brain was alternating between, oh god, it's Dexter, and oh god, it's Scrubs.
No, Scrubs was pretty solid all the way through until the last season. The last season without like JD and Turk was just awful.
Fucking hate Scrubs. I can't watch that show. I can't. I feel like I'm getting stupid.
Guess what's my number 1?
No, I do it.
Batman the Animated Series.
But yeah,
Dude, Dexter, it just started out so strong because it was based off of Darkly Dreaming Dexter, and that's such a great novel. And the problem with it is that they didn't give the author enough time to make enough books to base the TV show off of. The last season, I believe, that was really based off any of the books was season 4. And then after that, they didn't really have anything to go off of. And then they just made their own shit, and it was fucking awful. Awful.
And then he was a lumberjack.
And then he turned into a lumberjack, which made no sense.
It's okay to spoil the ending to Dexter because it's terrible and no one should watch it all that way through. It's like spoiling the ending to Lost.
Watch up to season 4.
They're in a church.
Watch up to season 4 because the ending of season 4 is just so great. It's sort of like Supernatural. I haven't watched past season 5 because I think season 5, it should just end at season 5 because it's a great ending.
Right.
But Dexter would have been good if people had actually found out that he was a fucking serial killer.
Yeah.
And he, like, had to go on the run and all of this stuff, and then, like, shit went down.
But no.
He got away with it.
And he's a lumberjack.
And now he's a lumberjack.
And also he drove into a hurricane.
He drove into a hurricane, survived, somehow wound up in fucking Alaska or something, and then became a lumberjack.
Stupid.
What the holy fuck were you guys thinking?
Stupid.
What? What were you thinking?
They just had like the day they were writing that, like the writers for Lost, like were visiting and they were like, oh god, we have to do something for ruin the ending.
Ricky, God. What is your number 7?
Lost.
My number 7. My number 7 spot got changed over and over again.
Okay.
Because for some reason that's like such a weird spot for me.
Yeah.
Like that's just such like a like
7.
in between.
It's because we've got our tech guy 7.
Like
it's
7
like...
should be my 7. Like what?
He's my 7.
Like Morris. But I can't again as tradition shows for our top 10s. I can't have a list without at least one horror thing on there.
Oh yeah.
So I decided to put this in my 7th spot, and it's Tales from the Crypt.
Yes, I guessed it.
It's Tales from the Crypt. Just the intro for this like reminds me of like. So I had a babysitter for a really long time as a kid because my mom had to travel for work all the time, and she was big like horror fanatic. So and she's the reason why I'm into all this shit. And I remember her like early in the morning, like not having school yet.
Yeah.
And getting there and having her put on Tales from the Crypt for me to educate me.
Here, scar yourself.
And like I would watch it over and over again, and I thought it was the craziest, best thing in the world at the time because of how like fucked up it was for me. I guess. But it's such a good show. It's another like huge childhood thing. I wish if I could have like a collection of something, I wish I could have all the collection of Tales from the Crypt just so I could watch them and reminisce about shit. It's awesome. I love it because you don't have to follow a storyline. Like each episode is its own and it's its own like fucked up.
Have you read
story.
the comics?
Yeah, that's to the extent that I liked it.
Comics
the Crypt Keeper is just like an iconic figure for me at this point.
Cool.
And I almost picked this series called Friday the 13th, which is like about a shop that has all these kind of like the episode of Rick and Morty where it's like it has all these cursed items and stuff like that.
So it's basically a book of Goosebumps.
Yeah, it's almost like that, but it was so not as strong as Tales from the Crypt for me. So Tales from the Crypt definitely my number 7.
Cool.
Yeah.
Henry.
The Goosebumps movie is going to be terrible.
Oh yeah, it's going to be awful.
Definitely.
Yeah, we should go see it and make fun of it.
No, I don't even want to waste money on it.
Anyway, my number 7's a British show.
There's a couple of options here. Because British shows get very weird.
I hope it's the one that I'm thinking of, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
It's a comedy.
Can I ask? Is it Little Britain?
No.
Oh, I love that show.
That was that's actually one of my dad's favorite shows of all time.
I love that show. I'm gonna say now.
Shout out to Eric Courtney, my father, who's
didn't make it on my list, but I love that show.
My number 7 is the IT Crowd.
Oh,
my mom really likes that show.
I love that show.
Yeah. I always get like suggested to watch that show, but I never watched it.
Yeah, the IT Crowd is just kind of great in that stupid comedy kind of way.
Just like deadpan sort of.
Yeah, like it's such a sitcom. But it's a really funny sitcom.
Okay.
It's kind of like how Modern Family started, when it was like obviously a sitcom.
Yeah.
But it was really good at being a stupid sitcom.
Yeah.
And then Modern Family just kind of turned into
sentimental bullshit.
Yeah, like you're going off to college. I'm gonna miss you. Like
it turned into Toy Story 3. That's what it fucking turned into.
It turned into exactly what Seinfeld was not.
Yeah. Seinfeld just got like worse and worse and worse.
No lessons, no hugging.
Yeah.
Modern Family, it's all lessons and hugging.
Yep.
Oh god.
Anyway, IT Crowd is just hilarious in that it never tries to be serious. They killed off one of their main characters, like their boss, just jumped out a window. It's the funniest thing.
Just cause.
Yeah.
No, what happened? It was like the investigators are here for you. Send them right in. And he just opens a window and jumps. And then it cuts to, like, do you know who Richard Ayoade is?
No.
He's this British comedian. He's hilarious. And he plays Moss, the guy with the big hair.
Oh, and glasses?
Yeah.
I do. I've seen him in some stuff.
He was in that movie The Watch that no one remembers.
Yeah.
With Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Oh, he played
that guy.
that one guy who wanted to get his balls licked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just cuts to him, like, in, like, a building lower there, like, fixing their computers, and it's like, it's a scary world out there, and you just see the boss fall off the window, and they start screaming, and he goes, see? Like,
oh, I'm checking the show out.
there are a couple
I think it's on Netflix.
There are a couple episodes, if it's not, I have the DVDs,
Okay.
and I will give them to you. It's just hilarious to me, because, like, every episode is just, like, nothing but jokes, and they almost always land. Like, there's an episode...
Like that dead body.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, the episode where it's, like, Roy and Moss give their coworker Jen a box of a red light on it and say, "This is the internet." and she presents it, and everyone believes her, and then she breaks it, and everyone starts screaming.
What?
Or the episode where they go
God.
or the episode where they go to a gay musical called Gay.
I need to watch the show. There's no way.
And it has, and my favorite musical song of all time, "Grab My Hand." No, that's not my hand.
I feel like this is one of those shows, like, if I watched it early enough, it would be, like, at least in my honorable mentions, because it sounds, like, wonderful.
Okay.
I have to make you watch this, because this show's just hilarious.
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
No!
Yes.
My number 7. We're on 7, right?
Yeah.
My number 7.
Well, 7's over there, so
Well,
no.
7's over there. But my number 7
Hi, 7.
would probably be higher on my list if it was a more developed series. It just started, so it's hard to really gauge on, like, how much I'm going to keep liking it. My number 7 is Marvel's Daredevil on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
What do you think it was going to be?
I for some reason I thought you were gonna say Fresh Off the Boat. I was just like, that show's perfect. But
I don't know why. I was thinking Orange is the New Black.
Oh, no.
No.
Not Orange is the New Black and House of Cards are not on my list.
Making my list, Tasia suggested that, and I completely shot it down for like 30 minutes.
What?
Orange is the New Black. I was like, reasons why it's not
It's
on
True
my list.
Detective, but only the season with Vince Vaughn.
But yeah.
Daredevil.
Solid.
After the Ben Affleck movie, I thought we were never gonna get a correct depiction of Daredevil.
Yeah.
But we got that, and it was so just. It was on point of like how he should develop into this character, and Vincent D'Onofrio playing the Kingpin. I would never have thought to interpret the Kingpin that way, as sort of like this awkward guy who
I never thought
honestly just wants to help the city out and turns into a relatable character at one point.
Yeah.
Like,
I
never thought about that for the Kingpin, and he fucking nails it.
I never thought I'd even in the slightest bit like Kingpin, because I've always hated the character of
And
Kingpin.
Netflix does it in a great way where they made that series knowing that you would want to fucking binge watch it. Because it's almost just like a fucking 10-hour movie.
Yeah.
Where the first, like, 2 to 3 episodes they're not boring, but they're definitely, like, it's an exposition. And, like, there's no, like, solid end to each episode. It's like, oh, okay, well, let's go out and have a drink, buddy. Like, that's it for this week. Like,
if the first episode of Daredevil gets you as good as, like, it got us, you're not going to stop watching it.
Yeah.
You're not.
I still need to finish that show.
Did you watch episode 2?
No. I watched the and then I was like, I have other things to do. So I did, and now I'm like, should I watch the first episode again? Probably.
Episode 2 has one of the best fighting scenes on screen of all time.
Tell me, is this Kingpin better than the Michael Clarke Duncan Kingpin, which was the best part of that movie?
No.
Are you saying it's not the best part?
No, he is better, but just no. We're saying
no
to
to
this
you.
general no.
Saying there's anything good about the Daredevil movie?
Yeah.
Besides possibly Colin Farrell as Bullseye? Bullseye.
Colin Farrell /
Just
Mike Patton.
that whole movie is just him being like, ooh, ha, flicks peanut, kills an old lady.
That was fucking ridiculous, man.
I want to watch that movie just to make fun of it.
Oh god. But yeah.
Daredevil, awesome. I'm very excited for season 2.
Very excited.
Very excited for
Daredevil's the
Jessica
shit.
Jones, which is Jessica Jones is being played by Jane from Breaking Bad.
Yep.
And they didn't get my letter that Terry Crews should play. Should play Luke Cage.
And / Power Man.
Yeah.
David Tennant's going to be in Jessica Jones. He's apparently a bad guy.
He just plays.
The whole time he's just like.
He just plays fake Mad Eye Moody.
it's him transforming back from Mad Eye Moody for the whole season. They'll just pass by him and he's still like he's still shrinking down.
Ricky,
That is your number 6.
your number 6, and number 6 will be the last television show that we talk about for this episode. You can watch tomorrow's episode and Thursday's episode to see what we have to talk about more. But this is our last number today, Ricky. What is your number 6?
I figured if we were gonna end on number 6, I'd end it strong, at least strong for me.
Mm-hmm.
My number 6 is Ren and Stimpy.
Nice.
I fucking love this show. Again.
We just start beating him. You will learn to love.
Ren and Stimpy isn't about anything, but is about something at the same time.
No, it's not about anything.
Ren and Stimpy is like having a bullet slowly go through your head.
it's I can watch this show forever. My dad made me watch this show at a very early age.
So did mine.
I think it's kind of the reason why we're fucked up.
Yeah,
Like,
my dad made me watch it too. High five. We're messed up.
Powder Toast Man.
Oh,
Come on.
Powdered
I just
Toast Man!
There's an episode of Stimpy looking for his fart like it's his kid. Like, what is that? He talks to farts, man. Like, what?
And there's like the Big Brother program.
Yeah.
That's just fucking hilarious.
Sven Hoek changed my life.
Yeah. Ren and Stimpy totally
Did you whiz on the
created,
electric
like,
fence?
totally inspired SpongeBob.
Yeah.
At least for the first 3 seasons.
There's not a cartoon from the 90s and the early part of the 2000s that isn't inspired by Ren and Stimpy in some way. That's why Gross Out is such a big thing from the 90s.
That's the main reason why I picked Ren and Stimpy, because I had so many shows from that era.
Yeah. That needs to be
that were on my
recognized.
list that I was just like, throw them all out. Ren and Stimpy, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, are you interested in buying some rubber nipples? Like, what? What the fuck?
Do you have any rubber
You do that voice like pretty spot on.
Do you have any Do you have any rubber walrus protectors?
Call the police.
The only reason I do that voice so well is because I've been doing that voice since I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know
over
what,
and over
you know what's
again.
funny? My dad, when he impersonates anyone, is just a really bad Ren impersonation. Like, ooh, it's me, the dog!
But
Like,
yeah,
that's how the
And
dog.
that's why my dad is such a big fan of SpongeBob, because like they would like go to high school parties and this was like on, and he told me, or I think my mom told me, someone told me that they were at a party and they just started watching MTV at one point, and they're inebriated in some way, shape, or form, and they just started watching Ren and Stimpy out of the blue, and they're like, this show is fucking awesome.
Yeah, like exactly, like SpongeBob is a direct child from Ren and Stimpy, because from like the comedy, the weirdness, the awkwardness of the show, the gross close-ups of people, like it's all like Ren and Stimpy comedy.
Yep.
It's all like just blueprints from that show. But I think Ren and Stimpy is like one of the simplest, greatest shows ever made, and everyone who worked on that show is perfection. I love that show through and through.
Ren and Stimpy is like if you made a wax sculpture of like the Looney Tunes and then just put it out in the sun and watched it melt.
Yep.
Like, again, like Ren and Stimpy set the bar for like inappropriate shows for kids. Like they definitely like set the bar. I still have the bright orange VHS tapes of Ren and Stimpy in my house because there's nothing that can make me get rid of those things.
Don't whiz on the electric fence.
Like,
It's log, it's log,
It's
it's
big,
big,
it's
it's
heavy,
heavy,
it's
it's wood. It's log, it's better than bad, it's good.
Like what? Like what the fuck is this
It's
show?
great because that's like the first thing you see in the show. Like, there's not even, like...
There's no context for it.
Mr.
No.
Horse, though.
Yeah.
Like, that guy gave me nightmares. Like,
No, sir. I don't like it.
No, sir. I don't like it.
Like, from, like, actual storyline, it could just be an episode of just nothing and Stimpy going for hours. Like, I love this show.
Wasn't it an episode of a Rocco's Modern Life?
Oh, probably.
There was an episode of Rocco's Modern Life where it's like, what was it, Heifer? Is that the cow's name?
Yes.
Yeah, he was just like, I want the show to fail. Let's give it to Heifer. And then they have an episode where it's just a piece of like ham on screen for like 30 minutes.
Henry, what is your number 6?
My number 6 is a show that is just a show that kind of like defines like the kind of person that I am. And if you're a nerd that's like me,
This better not be Big Bang Theory, I swear to God.
oh God, no.
I will sock you.
We will slap a bitch.
I will sock you in the face.
No, it's 2.5 Men.
Oh, no.
No, this is the defining nerd show. It's Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, yes. Just
Mystery
Ants.
that's so
Ants.
good.
Mystery Science Theater 3000. Thank you for bringing this up, because that is a big part of my childhood. It's not on my list, but I remember being a kid and my mom would get sick a lot, and when she was sick, it would like be a Saturday morning, and we would spend Saturday morning eating a big bowl of strawberry Jello and watching Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Is this what Ohio is?
When I think of like living in Daly City as a kid, I remember waking up on weekends and hearing Mystery Science Theater from my dad's room.
Yeah.
In the not too distant future, next Sunday AD, with a guy named Joe, not too different from you or me.
What was the movie of Mystery Science Theater that was actually released in theaters? Was it An Island Called Earth? Is that what they did?
This Island Earth.
There you go.
Yeah. This Island Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Definitely.
But my favorite one, and probably the worst movie that they've ever done. Manos.
The
Hands of Fate.
Manos, the Hands of Fate.
Remember, kids, this is Manos, the Hands of Fate.
One of the first DVDs I ever got was a double of the Mystery Science Theater of that, and their one of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
That's fucking awesome. I remember, I don't know where these went. I know we still have Manos, the Hands of Fate, but I don't know where the other ones went. We had the one with the giant grasshoppers, which was just so fucking weird.
Yeah.
But it was funny because the intro to that movie was like a political like little bit, because it came out like in that time where they would do that, and so they're just making fun of like this political sort of commentary or whatever. It was fucking awesome. But then it would go into like this weird movie about giant grasshoppers taking over the planet.
Oh, good. I'm fucking loving the choices. I love this topic. Barrett, what's your number 6?
My number 6.
We should just marathon Mystery Science Theater at some point.
Yeah.
We should. My number 6. Probably one of the Shimoda's favorite shows. Mainly because of one of the actors in this show.
Hell's Kitchen.
No. Yeah, she loves Gordon Ramsay.
Who doesn't? It's Rolton.
She has like the biggest crush on this certain actor.
Paul
I
Rudd.
think I know who I'm pretty sure I've had.
And I want to show her a movie that this certain actor is in, but I feel like this movie is going to ruin this actor for her, because he's just so fucking weird in this movie.
Yeah.
My number 6 is the U.S. version of The Office.
There
The
you go.
movie I want to show the Shimoda is Smiley Face
Yeah.
with John Krasinski, but he's just so fucking weird and awkward in that movie. Like, I feel like that'll ruin her image of him forever.
Right.
But The Office is just so... Steve Carell...
Are we talking to seasons where Steve Carell was in it?
I'm talking the whole thing, because...
I liked it as a whole.
With... people think that all of the last season was terrible, and that's not true. The last season with Steve Carell... The last 3 episodes were pretty bad, and it's because they try to shoehorn in Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
That was weird.
But then when they, like, took him away, and then they just focused on everybody, it was actually still, like, a pretty solid show. So I like it all the way through, but Steve Carell, he he does make that show. And also like the series finale where he comes back for Dwight's wedding is just so fucking awesome. And he's like, "You came," and then he can't help but say, he's like, "That's what she said."
The Office goes in the same category as like at least for me, because I love both of these shows equally. The Office and Parks and Rec are like both like are two in the same, where it's just like they could make you bawl crying and laughing at the same time.
Yeah, very, very like not upsetting, but just like emotionally like. Just emotional episodes. Yeah. Like with the episode where Steve Carell leaves was very sad. The one where he proposes to Holly. Yeah. Fucking just.
Because like both of these shows are like ones of like the very few shows where I watched them all the way through on TV, like while they were on, because I thought they were both like wonderful.
Yeah.
Steve Carell definitely is like a treasure.
He's a national treasure to the point that Nick Cage wants to steal him.
Yeah.
Ricky, you're a national treasure too. Book of Secrets.
I love this show. It's great. I'm not surprised that it's on your list at all.
So that was our 10 through 6 of our top 10 favorite TV shows of all time. You can join us tomorrow when we talk about the honorable mentions that were so close to making it to our top 10 for TV shows of all time. And just to let you know, we will be going back into our normal format of talking shit where each of us brings in a topic of discussion. So if you have any suggestions you have for us for a talking shit topic, you can tweet at us at baiazonagamers. You can tweet at me at bananalerchong. You can tweet Henry at Henrysaurus. And you can also email us at baiazonagamers@gmail.com for any suggestions you want us to talk about on the show, but also for questions and whatnot as well of how we run the show. And if you have any technical questions, of course, you can tweet at our tech guy at 7Morris, but the Owen Morris is a 0. You can see it in the description below. That was fun. I'm really excited for our next 2 episodes here. It'll be very interesting to see where it all goes.
I'm so excited. I'm going to go pee right now.
So thank you for joining us here today. And until next time, have a great day full of shit talking and powdered toast.